Hey there, adventure seekers. It's campground review time. We're at 1,000 Trails property, San Benito in California. And I'll go tell you right now, there's no cell service here other than AT&T, and that's barely.
You make me understand this place in a whole different way. You make me wanna live this life to the fullest, to the fullest.
So where we're sitting right now, to the left is the entrance, to the right is the propane filling station, and straight ahead, volleyball, miniature golf, picnic tables. You want to see the rest of this 625 or so site campground? Like I said, the gate's to the left. We've been here 4 nights. Probably the most unfriendly gate staff, because the other people we've run into are very friendly, but the most unfriendly gate staff I've ever seen at any campground were here. When we pulled up, I tried to tell the woman that 1,000 Trails had messed up and actually gave us 3 one-night reservations. She said, I don't care, I can only check you in for 1 night, and we can't make you change to your reservations. I'm like, I'm not changing, I'm just saying, can I just go ahead and check in for all 3 at once? No, she never would let me talk. She kept asking for our registration and insurance. Now right here is a single lane bridge, and it may look like you're not supposed to go this way, but yeah, this is how you go in the RV. Oh, the pool's straight ahead here too. So anyway, she kept asking for the registration and insurance, and I handed it to her in the RV, and I told her my wife's getting in out of our Equinox. And then she'd say, I need the registration for your car. I need the registration for your car. And I kept saying, my wife's getting it out of the Equinox. And literally her response to that was always, I need those documents. I was very nice, just said, she's getting it.
I wasn't fast enough.
I guess not. So you can go straight to other campsites, but we're not going to do that. We're going to hang a left. There's picnic tables everywhere, tent camping galore, and horseshoes. And the semi-annual horseshoe tournament is coming up. On the left are dual dump stations. Now, I don't know if all the sites do, but I believe most sites do have sewer, full hookup sites. I know our site does.
All the signs say that you have to dump when you come in, that every RV has to dump when they come in here, but nobody made us dump and nobody even said anything about it, but all the signs say it.
Another fun fact is you see these are 30 amp sites here. The very unfriendly lady at the gate also told us, well, drive on ahead and there's a guy in a Hawaiian shirt in a golf cart and he'll show you to your site. We had no idea where to go, so we ended up driving here in front of the office, and we still didn't see anybody in the golf cart. Shelly gets out and there's a guy in a Hawaiian shirt in a golf cart, but it was the wrong guy in a Hawaiian shirt in a golf cart. We had to get the salespeople, who were very friendly and helpful, by the way. They tracked down the right person. Levi, I think was his name, if I remember correctly, and he was super nice, super helpful. And
except he led us down the wrong way.
Right. Now, we're going to talk about that more when we get there. But as you can see, all these back-end sites here, fairly roomy. Some of these are kind of level. Now, we got a little wildlife feature coming up around the bend here, so stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to help us help Christian-based veterans charities, look in the description below for the different ways you can help out, including becoming a YouTube or Patreon member. If you do that, you're going to get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content, bloopers, real-time updates, and maybe even more pictures of deer, like here on the right. You got 3 deer. One's in that guy's campsite, one's heading to the campsite, and the other one's just chilling in his own campsite. And here on the left are some of their cabins. Oddly enough, 1,000 Trails always has cabin availability. It seems like everywhere we've checked. Good, decent cabins. You know, it's just something you need every now and then. You just need a good, decent cabin.
Looks like they have some deluxe cabins.
Mm-hmm. That's something else you may need every now and then. There's a good deluxe cabin too. As you can see, if you haven't figured it out already, roads aren't paved, and neither are the sites. They are rocks. Now, where our site is actually completely rocks. Now, these sites here are, you know, kind of a combination of rocks and dirt. Now, on the power pole for each site. It'll tell you if it's a tent site or a RV site. Now, straight ahead is RV storage. And oddly enough, we stayed at campgrounds that were closer to...
An old Winnebago that looks like Spaceballs.
Yeah, it does. We didn't check the water here when we got here because we're not using the water here, and here's why. Shelly found a few reviews online talking about how the water's contaminated here. Didn't really go into any details, so she called the park here, and the person she talked to was very dismissive or standoffish. Hesitant. Would not give her a straight answer on if the water was actually contaminated or not.
Said you can shower in it and that, but I always bring my own drinking water. That's what she said.
After hearing comments about the water being contaminated, there's no signs or anything saying that. So the water's probably fine, but we erred on the side of caution, and we just filled up our tank at our previous location, and we're here with a full tank, so we didn't even hook up the water. There are some annual sites here, not permanent sites. Those are different, and there's a very fine line between the two. The annual sites you have to pay for annually, and the full-time or homestead sites you have to pay for annually. So yeah, the last Thousand Trails park we were in said absolutely no homesteading, and then on the same sign it talked about getting annual campsites. So I don't know. I don't know if you have to change campsites. You can keep the same campsite year after year. I don't know. Doesn't really affect us.
An annual site is more like a seasonal site.
Yeah, possibly. But the campground was open year round, so. But the seasonals, annuals, whatever you want to call them, they always have little sheds like one straight ahead. It almost looks like a golf cart garage the way it's situated. Do you want to see all 620 some sites? Let's do it. It should only make this video a couple hours long. We'll get out and do a detailed review of each individual site. It's only 103 degrees right now on Labor Day, so that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good plan. I like that plan. Do you guys think that's a good plan? You know what? I just think I talked myself out of that plan. It's just too hot. But there is some things I do need to take care of, and you know what that is. I think it's potty time. Do you think it's potty time? Yeah, it's potty time. This is potty time at Restroom H. All right, what is up, guys? We are in the pretty dark men's room. Pretty clean though. Look at this floor, nice. A couple of urinals for the tall and the short. The toilet back there, and showers. That was one of the nicest bathrooms I've seen in any campground, much less a Thousand Trails. It looked pretty new. Not sure if that's indicative of all the restroom facilities around here and showers, but that one was nice. So now we're going to show you where we've been living the past few days. Now it's kind of hard to see here on the left for some of these because their vehicles are in the way, but some of these Class A's, like that one we just passed, their front tires are off the ground. That's how unlevel they are. This Four Winds we just passed, their left front tire is off the ground. And you know, you can see our open road, Tiffin straight ahead. We have 2 blocks underneath the front tires, and we really needed 3. We're close to level, but we're not that close. Now, Shelly's going to pull in here, and we're going to show you something real quick. As you can see here at Site 295, we're actually parked in Site 295. We're in an Equinox, not a very big car. So a couple of things. All these sites here are pull through, except for this one, obviously. I mean, I guess you could make it a pull through, but you're going to do some damage to that tree and your vehicle. But you see the electrical box there on the left, and that's for both our site that we're in and the site that we're sitting in now. And for us, our electrical connection is in the very back, so we have to drive pretty far forward to be able to plug in. Now I could have backed up a little bit more, but I wasn't sure at the time how much power cord I had. So if we'd have backed up more, we'd actually been more level front to back. We were perfect side to side. The pole, you can see, hopefully see the water spigot sticking out of. There's 2 water spigots there. Obviously we didn't use one. And you can see our sewer hose right there. Now here's the fun part. A little while after we got here, somebody in a travel trailer showed up in this spot. Technically, since the connections are on the left here as we're facing it, they needed to drive in to have everything connected on the correct side, right? Well, there's no way you can drive in. I mean, not even if you had a pop-up or a pop-over. A pop-over. What was the movie reference there? Let me know. One of my favorite movies. Because there's just no room. They stopped here for one night and then they moved. And here's probably the reason why they moved. Since they had to drive straight in, that means they had to pull all their stuff from the right side over to connect. So they had cords and hoses everywhere. And the best part is the sewer hose was literally right outside their door. The sewer is right there. I mean, they took maybe 1 or 2 steps once they got out of the RV and they stepped right on their sewer hose. Not good. So they moved and I would have done the same. Oh, I may have misspoke. Not all sites have a fire pit. They either have a fire pit or a grill, and a few have both. Like, we don't have a fire pit, but we do have a grill, which you can put a fire in. And we do have 50 amp here, so that's nice. Especially in 103 degree heat.
However, if we had gotten a 30 amp site, we'd have done all right.
Yeah, we do have the soft start for our air conditioners, and they do work. We've proven it in this kind of weather on 30 amp circuit at another 1,000 trails. And if you're interested in learning more about those and getting a great deal and helping a Christian-based veteran charity all at the same time, there's a link to our soft start video in the description below. All in all, pretty well kept campground. The grass is mowed. There's no dog park around that I saw. So just you find a spot, and just like anywhere else in this part of the country, there really is no grass. There's kindling is what it looks like. And they do have activities here, which is surprising during COVID season. They did have a luau. We didn't attend. We were busy repairing the RV.
I think this is the site, but I'm gonna drive through it.
Yeah, I think that was the site.
There's nothing clearly marked here. When I left the very first time, I actually didn't even know how to get back out, and I thought that that bridge that we came across was actually one way. And so I started to head that way, then a truck with a travel trailer was coming through, and I was like trying to back up and go around, and yeah, but it's not, it's 2A right there.
Yeah. So there's the pool again on the right, playground as well.
Oh, and that's our community center.
Yeah, community center we just passed. Me caught a glimpse of. That's where they had the luau and other things. They have ice cream socials. All right, like we said, it's hot. So if you ever stayed here before, let us know in the comments below. If you've got any questions about this place, leave us a note in the comments below. We'll do our best to get them answered. And if it wasn't clear earlier, the only cell service that really works here is AT&T, and it works mediocre-ish. Verizon has a couple of bars, but it doesn't seem to work at all. Once in a while it'll work for like an instant. T-Mobile, no bars, no service. The only Wi-Fi they have here is at the office and at the community center, and I'm pretty positive it's no good, just like any other park.
It's about 30 minutes to the nearest town of sorts. I guess there's a little town in between, but nothing like a cruise. And the roads are a little bit tight coming in and very bumpy.
So really the only thing to do here is to be here and chill.
Or go to Pinnacle.
Yeah, go to Pinnacle National Park, which is about 30 minutes away. Or, I mean, there's hiking and I think some ATV trails too nearby. We needed a break, and that's why we came here. We would have gotten a break if it wasn't for RV repairs, and that's okay. That's part of the life, so no worries. We got it fixed. And if you're wondering what it is, well, that's the subject of another video. So thanks so much for watching.
And make your next journey an epic adventure. See ya.
Bye.